Hello everyone, I'm Tabino Lisufi, aka No Royale. I am the CEO and the founder of More Love Global and the host of Divine Calling Unleashed on the Africa USA Radio. I am a producer, a writer, and a director, and I'm also a radio personality.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, I'm in for a real treat. And oh, I have a whole crew. I have Wise. You guys are going to hear more about Wise. He doesn't know I'm going to bother him. And Ernest behind the camera. But I have Queen Neo right here. And she's a producer, she's a writer, she's an overall great person. Somebody that the whole team just fell in love with because she was so helpful our time here in South Africa. And so we're going to get into the game on how she started, how women are taking control of behind the scenes and creating jobs, opportunities, doing it righteously. The days of the casting couch are getting over. So Neo, what's going on with you? Tell us, how did you get here?
Thank you for having me on your show. I'm grateful for that. Um, how did I get here? To be honest, I remember back in 2016, I got a job at SABC, at Urban Blue Studios, which is under SABC. I knew nothing. I knew absolutely nothing. All I had it was my IT qualification and a little bit of theater. And then I remember when we got there in that job, like literally they were teaching us how do you get to do production, whatever. To be honest, I lied. I said, this is true. I lied. I said, I remember in the interview they said, so tell us, what do you know about a TV production, TV and film production? I'm like, I edit videos at church. I wasn't lying about editing videos at church, but I was lying to say I was doing it like literally most of the time because at that time I only did it twice. Actually twice, yes, not
But you did
twice.
it.
But I did it. And I remember there was an argument with the leader, Kumzi Jesuleme, he's so rest in peace. He was like, no, what do you mean? This is TV, it's not church. I'm like, yeah, but is it not the same kind of format? Is it not, editing is editing. But from then, I realized that I got the job, but I realized that I needed to prove myself right. I needed to make sure that like I perform to the best of my ability. And if it cost me to stay at work when people go home so I can learn certain things that I did not really get them right during the day, I had to do that. I asked questions because I wasn't qualified at that time. And then thank God I remember the people that were taken in with me, all of them had to leave the company. I was the only person who stayed in the company. So that's how my journey started. It was more of like a coincidence.
Getting into that first position is the hardest part sometimes for people. Tell people the schooling that you had, did. What did you study? Was there a professor that told you something that sparked the change that separates you from other people?
Wow. To be honest, what happened is what happened is I just finished my Microsoft Certified Solution Expert in IT because I studied IT. And then there was an event that was happening here. That's the event that led me to getting the job. I slept around Johannesburg coming from Pretoria. And then I remember in the morning, I found that we were in this group, it's a theater group. And then they were like, there's someone who's looking for interns. And then in my mind, I'm like, must I apply? I just graduated and I know that certification, IT certificate, is taking me to Dubai, it's taking me to Korea, blah, 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 blah. But I was like, man, I'm going to risk it. And then I risked it, I applied for the job. And I remember when I was applying for the job, my mentor at that time, Nomkulule Gondlovu, who was my teacher, my theater teacher, said to me, you can do this. You're very good in admin. You're very good at this. You're from IT background. This is just like literally admin, but in TV. Give it a go. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, give it a go. I'm like, what must I say if they ask me questions that I don't know? She's like, no, just be yourself. Tell them that you're good in admin. Be honest. And then I was like, if she believes in me, why can't I just believe in myself? And I really took it. I went for an interview. I remember she took me for an interview on a Sunday in a film and television school. When I got there, I don't even know how did this happen, but I remember this lady who owns this film and television production called Footprint Media Academy. Her name is Cheryl Delport. She gave me a scholarship the same day. She said to me, I'm going to give you a scholarship. You're going to go work at Urban Brew, but make sure that you attend classes so you can have the real foundation while you're working. It's an advantage for you, just make sure that you take care of it. I really did not take a good care of it, to be honest, because the work became so busy. You know, what you call Urban Brew became so busy. I was always working from being an intern. You know, I will do even the other works that, you know, people that have been there have been doing it, like, you know, activation and go out. I will actually say it was actually God's favor. Yeah, because you get there, you know nothing. People that know things, they're not taking to these other projects. I'm taking to this project. But as I mentioned to you that I had this hunger to learn. I wanted to learn. I'll ask questions. I'll help even when I know that person doesn't need help because I want to learn. So I'll help. Even yeah, so that helped me to even get promoted. I remember when other interns were leaving, I was given a job. And then, yeah, I sent contracts over and over, and I even left on my own. So that's just how my journey was, and it was just incredible. I'm not going to lie. If there's any better or best foundation for myself, for me in the media industry, that was it. That was it. And I'm always grateful for it.
And at what then time did you say, I'm going to create my own company?
Yeah.
And how was that getting your first client?
Oh, my God. So this was late 2018. You know, I was just literally, I felt like, you know, working at Urban Brew, you know, you had opportunities. You'll be everywhere. Everything is free. You'll go everywhere. Everything is free. But something inside of me, I felt like I was still empty. No matter the parties that we'll go to, you go there for free, the events and everything that you will cover, the kind of people that you meet. I felt like there was something empty inside of me. I remember the other time I go home and I was just like, nah, man. When I looked at myself for the next 3 years, I wasn't happy. And I'm like, 3 years, I'm not happy. And I tried to look at 2 I wasn't still happy. I looked at 1, I'm like, 1 year from now, I'm not going to be happy. What is it that I really owe myself? And I had to really take resign from what you call, from media. And I was like, I need to find myself because I felt like something was missing. And it felt like a stupid thing to do. Because I remember I was in for the meeting of resignation. I was in a room with the head of productions, Adile Joshua at that time, and the HR, Genosi. I remember they were like to me, "You leaving?" I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "No, think about it." We even shared like a third tier there, me and the head of productions. We don't know why. But it was like they did not understand. You are young, you want to leave, you want to resign. For what reason? And I went home, the HR still called me. The guy called DCS called me to say, "No, man, the money's going to be better. Come back." I'm like, nah. I felt like if I go back, the money would be nice. I'll remain, but still, that 1 year and 2 year and 3 year of me not being happy, it was something that I was battling with. And then from that time, I went home, and somebody came to my house. There's this lady, she's a rapper, she's a South African rapper by the name of Fifi Kuba. She was a very good friend of mine. She came to my house at 12 midnight. She comes, she's like, "Friend, where do you stay?" She did not even know where I was staying, but we would meet in place. And she comes, and then she's like to me, "I have this new song, it's a bang. I want you to listen to it." Somehow I went to Urban Brew. They told me that you're no longer there. What's the plan? I'm like, "No, what are you talking about?" It's like, "No, let's work on this." And I was like, "You want me to manage you?" It's like, I mean, this management, but I need you to maybe do PR and this for me. And then that's when it all started. And I remember I opened a company, Personal Entertainment. And the Personal Entertainment really did well. Like I had more people coming in, and I think I had lots of artists that were coming in. Like literally artists that were already, like they were already established, like Abu Anele Zondo, and then Fifi Cooper herself, and there were other artists that came in, even the upcoming. The money was coming in, but the problem was, it wasn't even the problem. I think this is something that I always, when I look back to how, because at the end of Corona came, and when Corona came, I closed literally after Corona, or during Corona actually, I closed the company. And then when I closed the company, I was just feeling like, you know, it's at the point where we're no longer going to be out in the streets, and then I deal with artists. They're no longer going to be out in the streets. What's the use of me having this? And I think also I was also going through the journey, spiritual journey of trying to find out what is it that I can do. And then I had to close it. I mean, there were so many reasons, but I had to close it. And then from then I had to pick up and come back, and I needed to find out, what is it that I'm missing? The fact that I keep on cutting things off, there's something that I'm really missing. And then I came back, and then I opened another company. I remember More Love Global, which is, you know, the one that is really running now. And then when I opened More Love Global, I did not want to repeat the same mistake that I repeated on personal entertainment. I wanted to focus. I wanted to open a company that will focus on something that I love, not something that somebody comes and say, you know, I have this, can we do this? Because that was a friend who came who needed help, and I was like, okay, to help my friend, I need to have my own company that will literally embody people like her that will come and need help. But I realized that I was just trying to help friend, and also because when I was working on Live Amp, which is one of the, it was a music show in South Africa, there were artists that would come and they'd be like on the corners, hey, can you manage me? You know, can you manage me? So when Fifi came with that idea, I was like, this thing is, you know, people have been singing this in my ear. But I realized that I became passionate about it. I fell in love with it. But part of me was just feeling like I was still not serving my purpose. And then also while we were on that, it got me in danger because I remember one of the artists, mother, I'll just say mother. It wasn't a mother like a biological mother, but someone who's taking care of that person, caretaker. It's not a caretaker. What do you call someone who takes care of a child?
Like a nanny, babysitter, caretaker.
Yeah.
The audience gets it.
Yeah, they get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Very important work.
yeah, she had a problem with me closing the company. She was one of the loyal clients, by the way. So she had a problem to the extent where they even had to do the silly game, whether they wanted to kidnap us or whatever, but I had to get to them to say, you don't do that. When I would desire to leave something, I desire to leave. You don't force me back into things and force me back in your own tricks. You don't do that. But it went so bad. It nearly went the very bad way. By God's grace, it like somehow He gave us wisdom to deal with it. And I'm glad that she did not, you know, argue there and there, but it nearly went a very bad way. But yeah, so then that's when More Love Global was born. And when More Love Global was born, I wanted to focus on something that I love. And I knew during the, you know, spiritual enlightening, I remember praying, saying, God, I love TV, but I want to understand what is it in TV that I have to do. I don't want to just be there and collect the cash. It's not fulfilling me at the moment. The fun in the industry, it doesn't fulfill me. What is it that I want to do? And I realized my love for film and television, but in an aspect where I can create my own shows. I cannot, because I realized that also the problem was taking my time, having somebody giving me money for my time. And I was like, it has to be other way around.
Well, you've taken it so far in even a short amount of time where even you have, you know, deals with Netflix. You can tell people because by the time this comes out, things might be straightened out so they can go see, oh, let me go watch that.
Yeah.
What is the shows on Netflix and when can we expect to see that? When do you think?
Okay, so what happened is my comeback was like me, you know, launching into film, and I get to work in a lot of film sets. I remember one of the film sets that I managed to work on was a film called Dimbis, also in a cooking. I think it's gonna drop this year. I'm just not sure exactly when, but I think the premiere is gonna be around September. And then the Dimbi film was one of the films that made me feel like, I know what I'm doing now, you know. And then the call time was so crazy. But like I was always excited to wake up the next morning and go to the set. And then from that time I was like, okay, then I'm going to make sure that like from this same set, I might find people that would love to work with me and will create something. And guess what? I got people from that set and even the other sets that I went to, and then we came together. I remember I wrote this film. I was doing master class in directing, and then I remember I had. There were other students that were doing the master class with me, and the other one had a problem in particular of her family believing in what she's doing, and the advice from the director was create your own thing and put it out there. Then your family, your people will believe that this is actually for you. And then in my mind, I'm like, yo, maybe let me just approach this girl and tell her, let's create this. And I remember at the time I was writing a script with one of my friends, David from Atlanta, Georgia, and we were co-writing a script and it was coming together right. I'm like, if we can co-write a script, he's far away, he's in Atlanta, I'm here. How about I do that with somebody who's in the same room with me? And I approached, her name is Natasha. I was like, Tasha, I'm having this idea. I've been co-writing with this guy. He's far away from me, but his time is so nice and perfect. And you're here. And then I feel like you want to create something. How about we create something? I have a lot of ideas. Here are my ideas, but you can even bring your idea. We can work on your idea. She came with an idea the same day, and she's like, but I want you to bring somebody who's Nelly. She brought Nelly on board. And then we discussed the whole thing there the same day. And then, bang, few days down, like, we went and implemented. We started writing. You know, it was the three writers. We were three writers, and I wrote certain parts of the scripts, the other one, and we finished the script. And at the minute we finished, I'm like, nah, let's get active.
Your whole thing is about the work, so it's service-based, and, you know, putting that team together. That's why I think I just love the way you move. I know the team, everybody loved the way you were moving, and just, you know, I saw you jump in front of the camera and I talked about it, but you did it and I wasn't even around. And I was like, okay, she did it, and there's no push needed. You know, in servicing others, in what is your community give back that you're doing or that you would like to do? Because I know you have one. I know you have a big heart, and it's the work first, and then it's even, okay, maybe I get paid, maybe I don't. Tell the people something that you plan on doing. If you could just dream up a plan to give back to the community, what would you do?
To be honest, to give education about what I know. I mean, Christ said something. I read this in the Bible. It says, Christ said, we speak what we know. So I've always wanted to give back to the community my knowledge. I mean, remember I told you I got into the industry while I knew nothing about the industry except like acting, which is theater. And I believe that if I could do that, and literally now I have my own production houses where like I place people for employment with other productions, blah, blah, and even do my own shows. I believe that I really just want to go back to my community, not only my community only, but I want to go back to Pretoria, to Limpopo, where I spend most of my days, and even other communities where I can get people that will love to learn about film and television, people that like literally they're in hopeless situations, and put them in one place, even if where I have to build a place, and I know I'll do it because it's been a dream for years, build a place where I can put them and then it become a school for them where they go. They have everything that they need, clothes, food, and everything, and then they get their education. My plan and my dream is to train them, is to teach them, then train them, then place them for employment.
So while you say that, could that also start online, where when we talk about you on YouTube, where you're giving them what you can give them, the basics, and not just in English, but here, you know, there's 12 languages, official languages. Could you do it online where you start even sooner? Because that sounds like a big feat that you have to have, you know, time and money. Could it start online so people get, you know, the basics, and then maybe the master class, then they get the in-person, you know, exclusive master, whatever. I'm just wondering when you say that, because that's all stuff people can learn. People learn so much online now.
I understand what you say, and that's a very great idea that I never thought of. But also I think the people that I'm trying to reach, people from Limpopo, remember I mentioned that people that are in hopeless situations, someone that for that person to have data, to just be on Facebook, it becomes a problem. So I want to reach to people that I know for them to get a data is a problem. So being able to help those people that they felt like they're in places where they cannot be reached, but bring them together and make sure that I give them that education, I give them that skill, and after that I place them for even under my plan is not even take them to other companies in the beginning. Place them under More Love Global. Then they literally work under More Love Global. I pay them. I train them. Then to pay the people that I train, literally, it's even the nice thing because you train people knowing that these people are the people that you're going to pay. So, you know, even the training has to be that perfect.
Yeah.
So I understand your idea, but I think it works for certain places like Pretoria and other places. But when it comes to Limpopo, there are certain people in Limpopo where to just have data in KZN, to just have data, it's a mission.
I have so many ideas when you said that. So, and we'll talk about that because you guys, this is a short interview because time, and we're here in Joburg, late night. Yeah, you know, and teams have to sleep, and this is definitely a team effort. But let the people know, you said some words that I want people really to hone in on of what your uncle told you and why you don't seek money first, because so many people, they miss that lesson. They were never taught it, or they say that's, you know, what did your uncle teach you and why you're not money first, but work and service first?
I mean, my uncle said to me, he said to me, you know what, you never talk money with your clients. You never talk money at all. You will talk everything. Also, I was watching him. He was, you know, they were having meeting, and it was like a very like serious meetings. And then I remember when we were in the house, he was talking something about finances. But when the meeting started and it ended, I just wanted to hear how does he put the money concept to the clients. But he never said it. And walking out, I'm like, Chief, I never heard you talking anything about the money that you've been rehearsing the whole time in the heart. He's like, I never talk money with the clients, kids. I remember we were walking out of the restaurant, he literally said me that. He's like, sit here, I said. And he's like, I never talk money with the clients. And I need you to know this. Never, ever talk money with any client in the future. You put the work, and after putting the work, you send the invoice. I'm like, that sounds creepy. You don't tell people about money, but you send the invoice. It's like, yeah, that's how you do it. So if they value what you're doing, they're going to pay the money. But if they don't value, they'll come and give excuses. No, there's no money. And he said to me, and don't be that person who doesn't take no when they say no. Take it, because some they don't have that money. Some they have that money, but they just happen to feel like you're not worth that money. And then he also mentioned something there to say, if it's a friend who you did the service to and you send the invoice, always make sure that that invoice is half what you charge, what you normally charge. And I was just like, yeah. So now I live by that. I hardly do that. Even when somebody's asking me for money, like I act like I don't know what you're talking about. But I know you're talking about the work that I did. And then all I could do, I'll go back home and I'll send the invoice, I'll send it to you.
That is where we end it, because we're just beginning this relationship.
Yeah.
Again, the African Diaspora News team, we thank you for what you've done. The Diversified Game team thanks you. And I said I was going to be short. We could do this podcast for 3 hours if we just sat, for sure, because we've talked, for not more than 3 days, just going back and forth with the ideas, with Miss Greta, your manager, whatnot, just loving people, and I just love it. So the relationship is just beginning to start, and so I thank everyone for tuning in. If you want to hear more, I'm going to have links in the description to your podcast, to everything you have going on, and that future website that we're going to be working on. With AI or with real people, it's going to get done. Again, let the people know where they can find you.
So on Instagram, guys, you can find me as I am No Royale, and on Facebook it's No Royale. And I don't have others. Oh, and also you can find More Love Global on Instagram as More Love Global, and then on Facebook you can find More Love Global still as More Love. Oh, More Lovely Sufi on Facebook. Thank you.
You guys have been blessed by the game. Thank you for tuning in. Most of you are listeners, but go over to the YouTube, give it some love, make a comment, like. You can subscribe. That's always appreciated. But most importantly, if you do nothing else, share this game with somebody. It will change their life. Be blessed, y'all.
Boom.
Hello everyone! Join us on an exciting journey with Explore the World Cameroon. London and Sydney go take you explore Cameroon, the heart of Africa. Experience the vibrant culture, nature and traditions from Yaoundé market to rainforest adventures. Every page na new discovery. Enjoy the Cameroonian food, music and wildlife with our explorers. This book na true celebration of Cameroon spirit. Get your copy now. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and through your library and bookstores via Ingram's Park. Don't miss this adventure.